The session has 3 events, followed by the finals for those events. We'll start off with the women's 100 freestyle, then the men's 100 breaststroke, and then the women's 200 breaststroke. So just the 3 events, and then that will be followed by the finals for those 3 events.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for the promoter, Mrs. Karen Huckle, the principal referee, Mrs. Sheila Mackenzie, and meet director, Mr. Brian Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please show your appreciation to all of the officials on poolside who have given up their time to ensure this session can run. And we are joined in this session by Swim England Hertfordshire President Brian Thompson. Your announcer and commentator for this session is Mr. Grant Chivers.
So thank you everybody. Our first event, event 251, the women's 100 free. 3 swimmers in this event, which I'll introduce you to once we get underway. Quite a few heats in the first event. It's 15 heats. Start off with times around the 1:24 mark, going down to just under the minute for the fastest entrant in heat 15, and about 20-25 minutes time away. So if you're here at the venue, the lane numbers, as I'm sure you all know anyway, lane 1 closest to the spectator area, and numbers are on the lane blocks at the starting end and indeed the turn end, and lane 8 closest to the scoreboard, and if you're watching online, lane 1 is closest to the camera, lane 8 furthest away. And we're starting on the so a little moment till we get going as we sort some technology out. But as I was about to say, we're starting at the left-hand side of the pool as you look at it from the camera position, which is the deep end, in line with the latest or emerging FINA guidance on minimum depth for diving. The shallow end here being 1 metre and 5 centimetres, and the deep end somewhere around the 2 metre mark. So we'll be swimming from left to right, turning at the right hand side, and then swimming back to the left, which is the start. 100 metre free, the first event. We'll do 4 lengths. This is heat 1 of event 501, referee. (100) freestyle then. Isabel Bradley Smith of Hoddesdon in lane 3. Isabel Cowie of Watford in 4. And Isla Cayley of Watford in lane 5. So in all the way through until the last 3 heats of each event, the heats will be spearheaded, which means the fastest entrant is in lane 4, the next one in lane 5, the next fastest in 3, and so on. So earlier, generally speaking, the heats, the centre of the pool is where the swimmers that win the race tend to be. And the last 3 heats are cyclically seeded, but we'll worry about that when we get to them. So it is lane 4, just in the lead. Isabel Cowie of Watford. Just behind her, to her left, Isabel Bradley-Smith of Hoddesdon, with the red hat, turning in lane 5. And then a second or so behind them, Isla Cayley of Watford in lane... Sorry, the other way round. Isla Cayley's in second and Isabel Bradley-Smith in third. Isabel Cowie then coming up to finish, entered on a 1:20.07, going to be somewhat underneath that. She finishes on a 1:16.55. Cayley second, 1:20.08, and then third on a 1:22.24 was Isabel Bradley-Smith. Heat 2, referee. Lane 2, we have Isabella Smith. Lane 3, Neve Holland. 4, No Swimmer. 5, Sophie Peterson. 6, Megan Randall. And 7, Emily Mailer. And it's Neve Holland in the lead for Hitchin with the yellow hat in lane 2, just ahead of Royston's Megan Randall as they come towards the flags. There's little to choose between them. Holland with a slight advantage as she goes into the first turn at the start end, so halfway through, turns on a 35.69. Smith second and Randall in third. Coming up towards the flags at the 75-metre mark. Holland with a yellow hat of Hitchin in lane 3, still in the lead. A little closer for second place. Beside her, Isabella Smith of Hatfield. Beginning to close up on Neve now, and Royston's not out of this. Megan Randall's Royston in lane 6. But it's Randall versus Holland. Holland should just take this. It's going to be close on the touch. I think it went to Randall in the end. Megan Randall wins 1:15.60. Holland 2/10 behind, 1:15.79. Third place went to Isabella Smith, 1:16.38. Heat 3, referee. Bradley in lane 1, Fuller 2, John 3, Costa 4, Stewart 5, Butterworth 6, Field 7 and Eves lane 8. Lane 6 turns first at the 50-metre mark. Evie Butterworth of Tring with the light blue hat. And lane 3, the closest swimmer to her, Abigail John Stevenage with the black hat. As they come up towards the 50-metre mark. Butterworth just in the lead, beginning to drift back a bit now. Hatfield's Amelia Costa in lane 4, moving up into second place. First place is now Abigail John of Stevenage with the black hat as they go into the turn at the 75-metre mark. John versus Costa. And those two just moving into the lead. It's a tight race. Amelia Costa of Hatfield just in the lead. Abigail John just a little bit behind her. It's very close indeed. They're swimming stroke for stroke. It just goes to Hatfield's Amelia Costa, 1:11.90. Abigail John second, 1:12.23. Bronwyn Fuller third, 1:13.07. Heat 4, referee. Nelson in lane 1, Adebola Lawal in 2, Jarvis Norton in 3, Clinch in 4, Croft in 5, Foster in 6, Waller in 7 and Hutchins in lane 8. Into the first turn, turning first, Darcy Waller of Stevenage in lane 7 with a black hat. Now moving up into the 4. Lane 4 is Mimi Clinch of Costa with the blue hat in the centre of the pool. Clinch in the lead at the moment as she comes underneath the flags into the turn at the 50-metre mark. Clinch turns first, 33.95, Croft second, and Adebola Lawal in third place. Clinch just holding on to the lead, ahead of Croft. Into the turn, 75-metre mark, Clinch in the lead, just ahead of Croft. Coming out of the turn, Clinch looks like she was slightly stronger, swimming down slightly to the left-hand side of her lane. She comes down towards the flags. Underneath the flags, last few strokes, Clinch takes the win. 1:11.32, Croft second, 1:11.83, and third place, Jarvis Norton, 1:11.93. Heat 5, referee. Trinello in lane 1, Sapala 2, Pagum 3, Scott 4, McDonald Williams 5, Sumso in 6, Fossett in 7 and Robu in lane 8. And into the turn it is Mansum So of Hitchin just in the lead, but coming off the wall it is McDonald Williams, Bishop Stortford. Actually, having said all that, it's lane 2, Sapala, Hoddesdon, Black Hat just in the lead as they come underneath the flags. Potter's Bar, Tinarello pushing her hard. They turn. Sapala rather turning first, 33.16. And then Mansum So in second place. Moving back down towards the flags at the 75-metre mark. Liliana Sapala looks to be in the lead. It's tight between her. She's just in the lead. Mansum So of Hitchin with the yellow hat in second place. McDonald Williams of Bishop Stortford in lane 5 coming off the wall well. Sapala, Hoddesdon in the lead as they come underneath the flag. She's got almost a body's length advantage, 2 or 3 strokes to go. She takes a win. It's close for second place. Sapala takes a win, 1:08.04. McDonald Williams second, 1:09.56, and Mansum So third, 1:09.75. Heat 6, referee. Zabisetskaya in 1, Seymour 2, Wellborn 3, Tramontano Wells in 4, Shawinska in 6, Shawinska in 5, Audrey in 6, Pereira in 7 and Williams in lane 8. Entry times dropping, we're now into the 109s and the 110s. Cassandra Pereira just in the lead. Oh, it's very tight indeed as they come down to the 50-metre mark. Lanes 1 through 4 turning pretty much at the same time. Williams just has the advantage on a 32.71. And it's the other end of the pool as well. Zabisetskaya moving up as they come underneath the flags at the 75-metre mark. It is Williams in the lead, off the turn, turning well. Williams leading out from Tramontano Wells. Williams has a good advantage here as she's got 2 or 3 strokes left to go. She takes the win, her winning time 1:07.67. Second place goes to Tramontano Wells, 1:08.65. Third place Pereira, 1:08.91. Heat 7, referee. Randall in 1, Jubb 2, Everson 3, Bartop 4, Pilch 5, Opio 6, Whitaker 7 and Rasty in lane 8. It's lane 7, Liberty Whitaker of Watford turning first, coming back off the turn. She holds on to the lead. Olivia Pilch in second place for Hitchin. Just beside her, we've got Molly Bartop of Cheshunt moving up into second place. Pilch drifting back to third. In the lead at the moment, Liberty Whitaker. Whitaker turning 32.19. Back into the second half. Whitaker in the lead. Bartop in second place. Pilch in third. They go underneath the flags at the 75-metre mark into the turn. Whitaker turns first, then Bartop, then Pilch. Coming back quite fast on the final 25. Summer Everson in lane 3, swimming for Watford. Whitaker just holding on to lead. Molly Bartop catching her up. Whitaker just takes it. The winning time, 1:07.13. Bartop second, 1:07.47. Everson third, 1:08.08. Heat 8, referee. Eva in 1, Elias in 2, Black in 3, Peterson 4, that's with Kate in 5, Saunders 6, King 7, and your Viscous in lane 8. All underwater they come up. Chloe Eva in the lead in lane 1 with the yellow hat for Hitchin. They come back down towards the flags at the turn end. There's very little to choose between them. Ever such a slight advantage to Eva. Followed by Antonia Elias of Hatfield in lane 2. They come out of the turn. Elias just slightly ahead of Eva now. In the middle of the pool, we've also got Angelica Lazzacate of Watford moving up towards the leading 3 swimmers. It's pretty tight in a line, all 8 there or there's about as they come into the turn. Chloe Eva and Antonia Elias turning first and second. Hard to tell which was which. Off the wall, Elias moving in to the lead. Eva not far behind her. It's very tight, this. The only thing for sure at the moment is Elias is in the lead. She should take this. She finishes first. Elias takes a win, 1:06.42. Isla Black swimming a good final 25 comes second, 1:07.14. Chloe Eva third, 1:07.38. Heat 9, referee. Mullings in 1, Robertson 2, Alton 3, Grant 4, Coleman 5, Costa 6, Hadnett 7 and Tapray in lane 8. Entry times all in the 107s. It's tight on time. It's lane 5 turning first. Sophie Coleman of Costa. Coleman of Costa in 5. B. Grant of Royston in second place now as turning first in lane 1. Isabel Mullings. Mullings turning a 31.13. Mullings in the lead, just moving away from the rest of the field. Coleman and Grant in the centre lane, second and third. Coming back, Gemma Robertson of Stevenage, Black Cat in lane 2. They go into the turn. It's now Coleman in 5, then Grant, then Mullings, then Robertson. 5, 4, 1 and 2. The last 10 metres or so, Sophie Coleman of Costa entered on a 107.18. Just in the lead, 2 or 3 strokes left to go. Coleman takes a win, 105.59. Grant second, 106.16, and Gemma Robertson third, 106.74. Can we have all boys for the 100 breaststroke event to the marshalling area, please? So all boys for the next event, make your way to the marshalling area, please. Heat 10, referee. Savage 1, Gregory 2, Rubishek Smith 3, Breaststroke 4, Pariah 5, Ivanova 6, Shawinska 7, and Yi Chan in lane 8. And into the turn first. Honor Breaststroke of Hatfield in lane 4. Actually, it's lane 2, isn't it? Tia Gregory of Stevenage with the Black Cat in the lead, coming up to the flags. 5 metres to go until the turn at the halfway point. Gregory turns first, 30.49. First turn, just at the 30 points. Entry times 106 is now. Gregory holding the rest of the field off. She goes under the flags, a few metres to go, turns for the final time. She's in the lead. Second place is lane 4, which is Breaststroke. Gregory at Breaststroke having a good race here. Breaststroke just moving up into the lead. It's close between those two. It's on the final touch. Breaststroke has the better finish, 104.74. Gregory second, 105.16. Third place, Isabella Savage, 106.19. A disqualification for you, event 251, Heat 8, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 11, referee. Boswell 1, Clark 2, Richardson 3, Bright 4, Simpson 5, Fuge 6, Gosh 7, and Gorman in lane 8. 104s to 105s, the entry times here, turning pretty much in a dead line there at the 25-metre mark. No one particularly in the lead at the moment. Still in a line as they come underneath the flags. Chloe Simpson of Watford just in the lead as she turns in lane 5, kicks off the wall. Simpson in the lead, 31.23. But a clutch of swimmers turning on the 31 point. Simpson just moving away from the rest of the field now, but it's not by much. It's close race for second place. Simpson turns first, kicks off the wall. 2 or 3 fly kicks back up into the swim. Half a length to go. Simpson in the lead. Millie Richardson of Hatfield not far behind her in lane 3, but Simpson has the advantage. Richardson coming back, but Simpson takes the win. 104.91 for her. Verity Fuge 105.25, having a good final 25 metres. Millie Richardson third. Her time 105.35. Heat 12, referee. Hamilton in 1, Stelmach in 3, Muqdad in 3, Stelmach in 2, Crowley in 4, Wardy 5, Younger 6, Parker 7, and Harper in lane 8. Bella Parker, lane 7, just has the advantage at the moment, swimming for Bishop Stortford with a dark black hat. She's swimming nicely, turns just half a metre or so ahead of the rest of the field, 30.48 against the 31.07 for Florence Crowley of Costa in lane 4. Parker still has the advantage. Into the turn, 1 length to go, comes up about 4.5 metre mark. The closest swimmer to her is in lane 4, Florence Crowley. So can Crowley come back on Parkas at the moment? Parkas has the advantage, but Crowley coming back fast. Crowley's going to take this one. Last couple of strokes, she finishes on a 103.31. Bella Parkas second, 103.55. Third place, Erin Younger, 104.45. So we're into the final 3 heats, cyclically seeded. So the fastest 24 swimmers distributed across the final 3 heats. Third fastest swimmer, lane 4 in this heat, Charlotte Williams. Heat 13, a referee. Stanley in 1, Tang 2, Ives 3, Williams 4, Nerney 5, Preston 6, Jeffrey 7, and White in lane 8. And it is the fastest entrant, Charlotte Williams, fastest entrant in this heat. Entered on 58.70 in the lead in lane 4. The Hatfield swimmers beside her, Eva Eves in 3, Alexandra Nerney in 5, in second and third place. As Williams turns first at 28.45. Nerney second, Eves third. Charlotte Williams just moving away from the rest of the field, almost a body length clear as she goes into the turn. She turns first. Then it's Nerney, then Ives. 1, 2, and 3 for Hatfield at the moment. As Williams comes underneath the flags. 2 or 3 strokes. Finishes her time 58.92. Second place, Alexandra Nerney, 1:00.38, and Ives third, 1:00.89. Heat 14, referee. Green in 1, Trent Evans in 2, Keogh in 3, Burgess in 4, Curry in 5, Longman 6, Vanier 7 and Cross in lane 8. Lane 4, margin in the lead, Lauren Burgess, Bishop Stortford 58.50 entry time, but it's the two Hatfield swimmers giving her some, putting her under pressure. Turning first, Jessica Keogh, then Burgess and Curry. Keogh in lane 3, just in the lead, just ahead of Burgess. And then Curry in, no, it's now, it's Keogh in the lead. Actually, Keogh's moved back into second place. It's now Burgess in the lead and then Curry in third place. So in the centre of the pool, Laura Burgess of Bishop Stortford comes in, takes the win, 1:00.48. A little bit slower than the winner of the previous heat, which was 58.92. Second place was Jessica Keogh, 1:01.06, and Erin Curry third, 1:01.48. Heat 15, a referee. Fuge in 1, Thompson 2, Gomez Pavon 3, Wheeler 4, Fields 5, Hopper 6, Hehir 7 and Hollis in lane 8. Lane 4 turning first, that's Lucy Wheeler, Bishop Stortford, entered on 57.35, fastest entrant in the entire event. And she's leading them out at the moment. She's got half a body length ahead of the rest of the field. Moving up to a body length into turn, nice fast flip turn there. Lucy Wheeler turns first, 28.57, Fields second, Gomez Pavon third. Wheeler in the lead, moving away from the rest of the field, swimming to get into the final, which looks fairly comfortable for her at the moment. Gomez Perron and Fields in second and third. Lucy Wheeler then coming underneath the flags. Just a few strokes left to go, ease back a bit if she wants. Her winning time, 59.25. I think that's the second fastest time overall. Second place, Emma Fields, 1:00.67. Third place, Gomez Pavon, 1:01.74 rather. So that completes event 251. We move on to 252 now. The men's 100-metre breaststroke. And we have, how many heats that we have? We have 10 on the first couple of sheets, 11 in total, so 11 heats of this. Just the 3 swimmers in the first heat though. Heat 1, referee. Four lengths of a breaststroke then. For the young lads, Yaya Albana in lane 3 for Stevenage, Charles Hallam of Harpenden in 4, Riley Robson of Costa in lane 5. Entry times all entered on the 1:51 point, so just a few tenths between them on entry time. And it's Albana of Stevenage in the lead in lane 3 at the moment. Albana turns first, 49.87. Robson second, 51.50. And then turning third on a 51 point. Just a little bit behind him was Hallam. Albana in the lead for Stevenage still. Coming up towards the 75-metre mark. Just over a length to go. Touch the pads, kicks off. Up into the swim. Albana in the lead. And then not too much to choose between the other two swimmers. Hallam and Robson. Albana comes towards the flags. He goes underneath the flags. Just a few strokes left to go. He's a long way ahead of the rest of the field. Entered on a 51 point. He finishes, sorry, 151 point. He finishes on a 145.83. Hallam second, 149.37. Robson third, 149.90. Heat 2, a referee. Leo Sims in lane 1, Hugo Harley in lane 2, Edward Beard in lane 3, Rex Tramontano Wells in lane 4, Max Perry in lane 5, Jack Tarry in lane 6, and Guy Spearman Baines of Bishop Stortford in lane 7. Lane 2, 3 rather, turning first, Edward Beard. Swimming for Verulam. Ready, black and red hat. Lane 4 beside him, Rex Tramontano Wells of Hertford. Nice long underwater glide phase on his breaststroke. Looked pedestrian, but he's going as fast as the others. Nice strong kick there, off the wall. But it was Tarry first, Beard second, Perry third. Centre 4 lanes, little to choose between them. Tramontano Wells. Well, no, actually moving up into the lead now is Jack Tarry. So Jack Tarry turning first. Out of the transition phase though, it's lane 4, Tramontano Wells. Just moving back into the lead, starts to up the stroke rate, less of a glide on the stroke as he's speeding up down this final length. Moving away from the rest of the field. Entered on a 143.80, going to be underneath that. He's got one more stroke to go, no, 1.5 strokes to go. He finishes first, 142.40. Max Perry second, 143.11. Jack Tarry third, 145.31. Heat 3, referee. Chen in lane 1, Cook in 2, Aseladu in 3, Hallam 4, Lyons 5, Yao 6, Brewster 7, and Yung Wei Chung in lane 8. Not too much to choose between them. Aseladu and Hallam turning much at the same time. Moving up into the lead though, it's Milan Cook of Harpenden. Cook just in the lead as they come underneath the flags, 50 metres gone pretty much. Now there's 50 metres gone, 50 metres to go. Cook turns first, 43.21, then Aseladu 44.06 on a 44.52, James Hallam. That's the order, Cook, Aseladu, Hallam, and then Lyons. And then we have Yao. So a diagonal line from lane 2 through to 6. Places 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cook in the lead, comes off the wall, just over half a length to go. Looking good for this race. Harpington swimmer entered on a 1:37.22. Should be underneath that as he comes up to the flags. Underneath the flags now. Over the 2 metre mark. Final stroke, just a little bit faster stroke rate. Takes a win, 1:32.13. Selanu second, 1:34.39. Hallam third, 1:35.43. Heat 4, referee.
Go, Ryan!
Wimpenny in 1, Brown in 2, Prabhu in 3, Cheng in 4, Sun 5, Brewster 6, Phoenix 7, and Cuthbert in lane 8. Can we have all competitors for the final event, please? The women's 200 breaststroke to the marshalling area. All competitors for the final event to the marshalling area, please. Meanwhile, back in the pool, Verulam Sebastian Brown in the lead with the green hat in lane 2. He comes underneath the flags. He's got almost half a body length ahead of the rest of the field. He turns first. Brown on a 42.87, then Sun, and then Cheng turning next. Brown in the lead. It's close for second, third, fourth. Prabhu, Chung, and Sun there or thereabouts, as Sebastian Brown still in the lead, going up towards that final turn, turns at the turn end. Last time underneath the flags, just under a length to go now. Brown in the lead, Sun moving up towards him as well, both with green hats. Eddie Sun also swimming for Verulam. And in between them, we've got Costa's Cheng. So it's close. Oh, it was close. It's not close anymore. Sebastian Brown have a good final half length. Takes a convincing win, 1:31.87. Cheng second, 1:33.60. Eddie Sun third, 1:33.81. Just a reminder then, all competitors for the final event to the marshalling area, please. Heat 5, referee. Highstead in 1, Hall in 2, Lau in 3, Revel in 4, Geffen in 5, Sanchez in 6, Arnold Pepper in 7. Swimming has a para swimmer in the SB8 category, and Taggart in lane 8. And it is Harry Revel of Ware turning first. Blue hat in the centre of the pool. A lot of blue hats in the centre of the pool, but his is the blue hat with no writing on it. His is also the blue hat in the lead. Entered on a 1:28.21, fastest entrant. The others are out to 29s, 30, 31, 32s. Revel turns first, 41.01. Lau closest to him, 41.82. Revel in the lead still. Moving up towards the turn, 75-metre mark. Revel turns first. Then we've got Taggart in third place. Revel in the lead. Lau beside him in second place. It's pretty tight between those. Taggart drifted back to third. It's very tight for the win here, but it goes to Revel. No, it doesn't. It goes to Lau. 1:27.51. 5 100s behind him. Revel 1:27.56, and then Taggart in third. 1:28.64. We have a disqualification. 2 disqualifications here. Event 252, Heat 4, Lane 4, and Event 252, Heat 4, Lane 5. Both disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 6, referee. Jesse Howard in lane 1, Luca Bertosa Payden in 2, Niccolo Camalotti in 3, Dimitri Schmotlak in 4, Theo Smith in 5, Barnaby O'Donnell in 6, William Harris in 7, and Max Slezak in lane 8. So into the 1:24s, the fastest entry times now in this heat. And it is Dimitri Schmotlak of Harpenden in lane 4 with the silver hat in the lead at the moment. Just beside him, Niccolo Camalotti of Hatfield in second place, but it's pretty tight for second as they come up to the 50-metre mark. Schmotlak turns first, Camalotti second, and Theo Smith of Hitchin third. Schmotlak and Camalotti just moving away from the rest of the field now. Pretty tight for third. Those two looking good for first and second. Schmotlak, Camalotti and Smith, 1, 2 and 3 at the 75-metre mark. They come back down towards the start end, half a length to go. Camalotti's moved into the lead. Schmotlak now in second place. And Theo Smith under pressure by Barnaby O'Donnell. So the last few strokes are completed, and taking the win, Camalotti for Hadfield, 1:24.13. Schmotlak second, 1:24.78. and Barnaby O'Donnell third, 1:27.13. Heat 7, referee. Eric Uptas in 1, Maxwell Hosier in 2, Ramsey Gill in lane 3, Robert Gore in 4, Ryan Ingram in lane 5. It's lane 4 coming into the turn first, then lane 8 in second place. Ingram in 5 then, Kabir Patel in 6, Matthew Jennings in 7, and Ethan Chamberlain in lane 8. And it's Robert Gore of Bishop Stortford in the lead in the middle of the pool, lane 4, coming up towards 50-metre mark. He turns quite a bit ahead of the rest of the field, 37.85. Hosier second, Ingram third, 39.11, 39 for Ingram as well. Gore still in the lead. Gore, then Ingram, then Gill. Gore turns first, quite a bit ahead of the rest of the field now. He's got a body length clear. Second place is Ingram, then Gill. Coming back on them is Maxwell Jose of Hoddesdon in lane 2. But in the lead, Robert Gore. Swimming for Bishop Stortford. Couple of strokes left to go. Gore takes the win, 1:20.40. Jose second, 1:22.39. Ingram third, 1:23.14. Heat 8, a referee. Alban Gill in 1, Thomas Craig in 2, Yannick Matheson-Chubb in 3, Alexander Ball in 4, Oscar Chaplin in 5, Luke Martell in 6, Jack Blake in 7, Daniel Williams in lane 8. All the swimmers underwater coming up pretty much at the same time, but it's lane 3 has the lead. Yannick Matheson-Chubb of Verulam. It's tight between him and Chaplin as they turn. Chaplin just turns first, 36.48. Matheson-Chubb turning in a 36.7. So not too much to choose between them as they go down towards the turn end. Chaplin still has that advantage. Into the turn, Chaplin turns first. Matheson-Chubb and Alexander Ball turning second and third pretty much together. And Martell and Blake not far behind them either. Chaplin still in the lead, being put under pressure as they come underneath the flags. Chaplin just in the lead, but it's tight. Martell not far behind him. Chaplin takes the win, 1:17.10. Martell second, 1:17.33. Alexander Ball third, 1:17.35. Heat 9, a referee. Kay Adams in 1, Kaylin Bozinu in 2, Judah Suba in 3, Oliver Blight in 4, William Preston in 5, Samuel Jeffrey in 6, Andrew McDonald in 7, and Archie Ran in lane 8. Out from the underwater phase, lane 5 just in the lead. William Preston just ahead of Oliver Blight. Preston swimming for Bushy with a black hat in lane 5. Takes a tenth rather into the turn, 32.55 against the 33.09, so it's almost half a second. Preston ahead of Blight. Preston just leading Blight rather than Suba, not far behind them. They're back down facing the start end. Half a length to go, just over. Preston and Blight. Blight coming back on Preston now. Blight swimming for Hatfield. Preston has it at the moment. Should hold on to this. Final stroke. Preston takes a win, 109.15. Blight second, 109.67. And Suba third, 111.91. Heat 10, referee. Chun Ho Chan in lane 1, Jeffrey Gill in 2, Lucas Hartley in 3, Daniel Hollis in 4, Benjamin Taggart in 5, Luke Payne in 6, James Renton in 7, and Oliver Solomon in lane 8. 107's the entry time for the fastest swimmer now. It's cyclically seeded, so 107 out to 115. And it's just about lane 4 at the moment. Daniel Hollis ahead of Benjamin Taggart. Hollis first, then Taggart at the 50-metre mark. Lucas Hartley in 3rd place. In lane 3, Hollis for Costa in the very pale, well, white hat, I think it is, in the lead. Beside him, Benjamin Taggart of Watford with the red hat. Lane 5 turns second with a length to go, and then it's close for the next position. The two Hatfield swimmers, Payne in 6 and Hartley in 3, vying for 3rd place. Back at the front, it's pretty tight here. It's Hollis versus Taggart, 16 and 17-year-olds, so I think that's both in the championship category. The win goes to Taggart, though, 108.45. Hollis second, 108.53. Hartley third, 111.33. Heat 11, a referee. Thomas Lydiard in lane 1, Charlie Stanbury in 2, George Lovelock in 3, Luke Flynn in 4, Jack Renoff in 5, Jake Moore in 6, Andrew Tembra in 7, and Thomas Hooper in lane 8. Lane 4 in the lead, Luke Flynn of Watford at the moment. Flynn of Watford in the lead, Lovelock in 2nd place for Hitchin in lane 3. And then we've got Renoff of Hoddesdon in 3rd place at the turn. Flynn turns first, actually Lovelock turns 2nd. As they go back up towards the turn end, Luke Flynn in the lead for Watford. Watford in the lead. George Lovelock, yellow hat of Hitchin in 2nd place, just in 2nd place. It's between him and Jack Renoff of Hoddesdon for 2nd. I guess they're looking to get into the final mainly. These are 18, 17-year-olds. So in the open category, it's Luke Flynn in the lead. Being put under pressure by Renoff, but Renoff just takes a win there, 109.85. Flynn 2nd, 109.97. Lovelock 3rd, 110.89. So that concludes that event. We move on to our final event of this session. Event 253, the women's 200-metre breaststroke, swum over 9 heats. Heat 1, referee. .200 breaststroke, 8 lengths of the pool. Freya Morton in lane 3 for Tring. Tilly Pickersgill of Stevenage in lane 4, and Esme Hui of Watford in lane 5. So a close race here between Hui in 5 and Pickersgill in lane 4. As they come up to the 50-metre mark, slight lead for Hui of Watford, turning on a 48.76 against a 48.97 of Pickersgill, and Morton turning 3rd, a few seconds behind them on a 52.82. At the 75-metre mark, it's pretty much a dead heat at the moment between Pickersgill and Hui. Nothing really to choose between them. Morton being a little bit behind them in lane 3. Coming down towards the flags. Underneath the flags, bit of a clearer lead now for Pickersgill in lane 4. As she turns first, 1:43.94. Esme Hui 2nd at that turn at the halfway point, 1:45.68. And then we have Freya Morton, 1:53 point, turning 3rd. A good battle at the front this race. There's only 2 swimmers there of 3, but they're fighting each other. Now Pickersgill just moving with a slight advantage, half a metre or so, a couple of tenths. Moving up towards the 1:50-metre mark. Pickersgill turns first, 2:41.42 against 2:42.11, so 6 tenths between them, 7 tenths rather. And then Morton's going to turn in a moment. There we go. Turning on a 2:54.36. Pickersgill in the lead. Wee just behind her. Been close all the way through. Pickersgill has half a meter's advantage. Wee just swimming a little bit faster, but don't think it's fast enough. She is beginning to catch Pickersgill. She could make this actually down the last 5 meters. Indeed she does. Wee takes a win, even though there's a little bit of a drift in there at the finish. 3:36.21. Pickersgill second, 3:36.58. And then our final swimmer, Freya Morton for Tring. Entered on a 4:02, going to be underneath that. She comes in and finishes on a time of 3:54.60. Heat 2, referee. Lotta Omahan of Potters Bar in lane 1, Yaxi Tong of Stevenage in lane 2, Eloise Gefford of Costa in 4, Annabella Kerry of Verulam in 4, Eloise in 3, Isla Cayley of Watford in 5, Emma Storrow of Watford in 6, and Charlotte Douglas of Costa in lane 7. And it's pretty close here across the pool. Coming underneath the flags, moving up to the halfway point. 3 swimmers vying for the lead. We'll see which one of them turns first, or at least touches the pads first, and it was Emma Storrow, 48.76. Kerry and Douglas just a little bit behind her. And really compressing up a little bit here. So lane 3, Geffin, also coming back a little bit on the rest of the field. So all to play for down this final length and a bit. Storrow in the lead. Storrow turns first, looking pretty strong there. Then Douglas. And then turning third was Kerry. Emma Storrow of Watford in the lead. Lane 6. Red-hatted swimmer, clear away from the rest of the field. Storrow comes underneath the flags. A few more strokes and she'll take the win. She entered on a time of 3:48.75. It's only the halfway mark. It's a 200-metre race, but she's still in the lead. So Storrow turning first, 1:43.18. Douglas second, 1:43.45. And then in third place, it is Douglas. Storrow in the lead. 3 lengths to go. She turns first. Douglas now in second place. Third place is Eloise Geffin, so changing around a little bit. Storrow, though, still in the lead. Moving away from the rest of the field. Comes underneath the flags at the start end. Couple of lengths to go. Storrow turns first, Charlotte Douglas second, Eloise Geffin, then Kerry, Cayley next. Yaxi Tong in 6th place. And then Omahen in 7. Storrow still in the lead. Length to go, turns. Head of the rest of the field. Douglas in second place, Kerry in third. No, that's right, Geffin in third, then Kerry. Storrow then, coming up towards the finish. Takes the win, 3:35.44. Second place goes to Douglas, 3:39.40. Then Eloise Geffin, 3:40.45. Our last two swimmers coming in. Yaxi Tong will be the next one. She finishes in a time of not popped up on the scoreboard. And then sixth place, Lotta Omahan, or seventh place rather, 3:56.53. So whilst we fish something out the pool, we have a DQ. Event 253, Heat 2, Lane 2, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 3, a referee. Heat 3 underway. Aisha Lawton in 1 for Watford. Isabel Cowie in lane 2, also for Watford. And Emily Mailer in lane 3 for Watford. Evie Butterworth for Tring in 4. Natalie Herbst of Costa in 5. Isabella Smith of Hatfield in 6. Mia Bell Bradley of Tring in 7. And Sophia Butt of Costa in lane 8. So obviously getting faster every heat. This is 3:27, so it's about 11 seconds quicker than the previous heats. That's a second and a half a length, give or take. A bit less than that, faster. Evie Butterworth turning first, 45.04. Then Herbst and Lawton, second and third. Yep. As Butterworth for Tring holds on to the lead here. Light blue hat in the centre of the pool. Butterworth in the lead, turns back towards home. Moving towards a halfway point. Natalie Herbst of Costa with the dark blue hat in second place, and then over in lane 1. Aisha Lawton of Watford in third place. Butterworth turns first at the halfway point, 1:37.95. Herbert second, Lawton third, 1:39.80 and 1:39.88 respectively for those two swimmers. And Isabel Cowie of Watford in lane 2, moving up towards second, third position. Butterworth has the lead, but she's going to have to work hard to keep hold of it. Butterworth in the lead, turns first. Then Cowie now in second place. Third place going to Mailer. Butterworth still in the lead. Good, strong lead here for Butterworth. She turns. 2 lengths to go, 2:30.99 her time. Isabella Cowie second, Aisha Lawton in third position. The two Watford swimmers in lanes 1 and 2. As Butterworth out in the lead, looking fairly safe and secure now, just over a length to go. Turns, final time, kicks off underwater phase up to the surface at about 6.5 meters. Lawton in second place, Cowie in third. Sorry, it's Cowie and Mailer, second and third. Butterworth entered 3:27.67, going to be a little bit underneath that as she's got 2 or 3 strokes left to go. Takes the win, 3:22.39. It's close between the 2 Watford swimmers, but it goes to Mailer from Cowie. Mailer's time 3:26.91 against the 3:27.65. Then Lawton, Bradley, Butt and Smith with Natalie Herbst in there in 5th position. Just remember to check the actual results on the published results on the wall /internet, as all these results, of course, subject to the referee's final decision on any technical infringements. Heat 4, referee. Grace Cracknell of Watford in lane 1, Jasmine Davis of Watford in lane 2, Bethany Hopkins of Harpenden in 3, Mia Nelson of Cheshunt in 4, Poppy Saunders of Hoddesdon in 5, Mimi Clinch of Costa in 6, Eloise Sanders of Harpenden in 7, and Emmy Freeth of Cheshunt in lane 8. Lane 5 with the early advantage. Poppy Saunders, Hoddesdon, she turns in a 42.28. A disqualification. Event 253, Heat 3, Lane 2, disqualified for a technical infraction. Back in the pool, Saunders still in the lead. Swimming for Hoddesdon in the white hat. And then the Cheshunt swimmer, Mia Nelson, in second place in lane 4, and then a little bit tighter for the next position. But at the moment in third, Bethany Hopkins of Harpenden in lane 3. They come underneath the flags. Some of them have got underneath the flags, so they move up towards the halfway point. Saunders turns first, 131.98. Mia Nelson second, 134.08, and Hopkins third, 136.56 at the 100-metre mark. Saunders looking nice and strong in the centre of the pool. Long way in front of everybody else. Mia Nelson, the closest to her, as they both go underneath the flag. Saunders turns. Nelson turns now, so that must be, what, a second and a bit behind her. 2 or 3 metres in the pool. Saunders comes down back towards the start end. Underneath the flags, over the 2-metre mark, final stroke, pushes off, 150 metres done, 50 to go. Saunders in the lead, 2:23.63. Nelson second, 2:26.82. Bethany Hopkins third, 2:30.85. Quite close battles for third, fourth, fifth and sixth between Cracknell, Davis, Hopkins, 1, 2 and 3. And then in lane 6, Mimi Clinch. But in the lead, Poppy Saunders. Long way out in the lead now as she comes down towards the finish. Entered on a 3:20, going to be a long way underneath this as Saunders comes in and finishes first, 3:12.90. Mia Nelson of Cheshunt coming in next. Final stroke, finishes on 3:18.22 and it's tight for third. It's just going to go to Grace Cracknell. She swims for Watford and finishes on a time of 3:22.92. Heat 5, referee. Paige Goldhawk of Hoddesdon in lane 1, Alexandra Giorgio of Costa in 2, Keelia Randall of Watford in lane 3, Isla Black of Costa in 4, Amy Werbeling of Hemel in 5, Imogen Bygrave of Royston in 6, Megan Reader of Watford in 7, Neve Ives of Hatfield in lane 8. And it's pretty tight in those centre 2 lanes. Ever such a slight advantage to Isla Black of Costa as she turns at the 50-metre mark. Isla Black turns first, 42.04. Wermeling second, 42.74. Ives third, 43.10. But not too much to choose between the positions across the pool. Certainly the first 7, not too far off each other. Lane 4, Isla Black. Costa still has the advantage. Not far behind her, Wermeling, lane 5. And then lane 8, Neve Ives, Hatfield in 3rd place. Just coming down in the outside. Not really observed by the central lane swimmers. Isla Black turns first, 1:29.54. Wermeling second, 1:31.49. Ives third, 1:32.24. Isla Black still in the lead at the turn at the far end. And then we've got Wermeling and turning third. It's getting tight now for 3rd place. Megan Ives in lane 8, but also Imogen Bygrave in lane 6. So it's a little tight for 2, 3, 4. Out in the lead is Isla Black. 150-metre mark, 2 lengths to go, 2:19.19 her turn time. Wermeling turning 2:22.19, 3 seconds behind, then Neves 2:23.29, another 10th behind that. Ives, not Neves, rather. Isla Black turns, last turn. Just under a length to go to come back home now. Ives and Wermeling vying for 2nd and 3rd. It's pretty tight between them at the moment. It's just Ives just winning that battle for 2nd place as Isla Black entered on a 13.99, comes down last stroke or so, finishes on a time of 3:08.59. Very tight for 3rd. Ives gets 2nd though, 3:10.77. And then just 5 100s between them, but Amy Wermeling comes 3rd, 3:13.05, just ahead of Imogen Bygrave, 3:13.10. Heat 6, referee. Mercy Adeo in lane 1 for Hatfield. Summer Everson in Watford for, in lane 2. Angelica Lazakite of Watford in lane 3. Alice Azopardi of Costa in 4. Rose Fawcett of Hitchin in 5. Ruby May Chiaburo of Watford in 6. Molly Greatbatch of Bishop Stortford in 7. And Amelie Grime of Potters Bar in lane 8. So 3:06s out to 3:10s, the entry times on this heat. And it is Angelica Lazakate of Watford turning first on a 40.57. Azopardi next, and then Greatbatch third. Angelica still in the lead in lane 3. Azopardi in lane 4, not far behind her. And then we've got lane 7, Molly Greatbatch in 3rd place. So as it was at the 50-metre mark, it is at the 100-metre mark. Angelica Lazakate turning 125.97. Angelica turns first. Second, Molly Greatbatch. Sorry, it's not her, it's Alice Azopardi. And then 3rd place is Molly Greatbatch in lane 7. Coming up to the 150-metre mark. Lazakate in the lead, turning 2:13.06. Azopardi 2:16.87. Molly Greatbatch not far behind, 2:17.37. Half a second, but catching. Those are the top 3 at the 150-metre mark. Lazakate a long way in the lead as she turns. Turns now in lane 3. 1 length to go, back to the start, or back to the finish, depending how you look at it. Molly Greatbatch moved up into 2nd place, and it's getting tight for 3rd. A few swimmers vying for 3rd as we have a fast finishing Summer Everson in lane 2. Angelica Lazakate, though, takes the win. Her time 3:00.81. Molly Greatbatch 2nd, 3:02.71. And Alice Azopardi 3:04.80, just ahead of Summer Everson. 3:04.88. Heat 7, referee. Heat 7 and underway. So Heat 7 in the lead in lane 4, Ella Greatbatch. Quite a way ahead of the rest of the field. Closest to her, Ella Norton of Hatfield in lane 5. And then it's pretty tight for third place. Ella Greatbatch turns at the halfway point, 1:16.61. Ella Norton turns 1:21.47 in second place. Pritchard 1:24.89. Then Riley and Bartop not far behind at the halfway mark. Good race for Ella Greatbatch here, a long way ahead of the rest of the field, a good 10 metres or so. Certainly the biggest advantage we've seen for most of this session. Norton in second place. Third place but only just Olivia Riley rather. Ella Greatbatch returns, 150 metre mark, 1:58.22. So she's got 10 metres advantage now. Ella Norton turns next, 2:07.74. And then Pritchard turns third, 2:11.28. Bartop only half a second or so behind her for fourth place, so it's tight for second, third, fourth, fifth. But no doubts about the leader. It is Ella Greatbatch, Bishop Stortford, 2:38 her entry time. She's going to be outside that, I think. But it's looking to get into the final, I would think. Should be enough. Her time, 2:41.11. Ella Norton coming in next. Last couple of strokes for Norton. She finishes time of 2:53.97. And then third place went to Rachel Carpenter, 2:56.34. Heat 8, referee. Can we have all the finalists, please, for the women's 100 free, unless you're in the pool, of course, and the men's 100 breast, if you can make your way to the marshalling area, please. So the finalists, if you can make your way to the marshalling area, please. Meanwhile, back in the pool, we're in Heat 8, and at the 50-metre mark, it's Kirsty Neal leading them out for Bishop Stortford with a black hat in lane 4, just ahead of Megan Gray of Hatfield with the purple hat in lane 5. Neal turns first, then Gray. It's tight for the next positions. A few of the swimmers in the frame there for third place. Neal in the lead, Gray in second place, and it looks like Hannah Lovelock is in third place as they move up towards the 100-metre mark. Neal turns first, 1:18.66. Gray second, 1:20.56. Lovelock third, 1:23.80 something. 88, I think it was. 88 it is. Neal looking strong. Turns 4 metres or so ahead of Gray. And then it's pretty tight for the next positions. Who's going to hit that wall first? It's between Lovelock in 2 and Muqdad in lane 6. At the 150-metre mark, Nell in the lead, 1:59.05. Gray second, 2:03.06. And then in third place, it's Lovelock, 2:10.12. Nell in the lead here as she comes up towards the finish. Finishes very strongly, her time 2:39. Fastest time so far in this event. Second place, Gray, in a time of 2:45.79. And third place coming in now goes to Miriam Muqdad, 2:56.30. Heat 9, referee. Jan Harvey of Watford in lane 1, Kate Hopper of Berkhamsted in 2, Georgina Hamilton of Costa in 3, Caitlin Hartley of Hatfield in 4, Lauren Gore of Bishop Stortford in 5, Evie Brown of Watford in 6, Gigi Rubishek Smith of Hatfield in 7, and Katrina Dalton of Tring in lane 8. And it's those two centre lanes as per, which are in the lead at the moment. It's Harvey versus Gore. Gore just turning first, 37.25. Harvey second, 37.27. Hartley and Gore turning pretty much at the same time. Third place is lane 3, Hamilton for Costa. The centre 2 lanes moving away from the rest of the field as they move up towards the halfway point. Hartley in lane 4 just turns first at the halfway point, 1:18.82. Gore second, 1:19.35. Hamilton third, 1:22.30. Hartley just beginning to move away slightly from Gore. Coming up towards the flags at the 150 metre mark. Hartley in the lead, Gore in second place. A metre and a half's difference between them. Hartley turns first, 2:01.95. Second and a half, or second and 3/10 behind. Lauren Gore, 2:03.16. Hamilton a little way behind them, 2:05.69 in third place. But still a race on here for the first two positions. They're both looking to get into the final here, the championship final. Hartley's 19, Hamilton's 15. Little to choose between them. 2:39.58, the fastest time so far in this heat. They're going to be a little bit outside that, I think. So Hartley and Gore. Hartley still has the advantage, just finishes first on a 2:45.65. Gore second, 2:46.10. Hamilton third, 2:49.76. And our final swimmer coming in for this event, it is Jan Harvey, 3:08.51. So that concludes that event. We'll move on to the finals in a moment or two. Before that, a disqualification. Event 253, Heat 8, Lane 3, disqualified for a technical infraction. So as I say, that completes the heats. we have a few presentations and then we'll go into the finals. So the presentations will be for the Wilkinson sword, and this is presented for the highest achievement in the sport of swimming. So I'll introduce the recipients of that in a moment or two. There are three of them, sorry, this year. Can Andrew Woodhouse and a coach from Hatfield please make their way to the medal table? So that's Andrew Woodhouse and a coach from Hatfield. If you can make your way to the medal table, please, over at the turn end of the pool. So the Wilkinson sword itself is a sword, like the thing you see, well, I don't know when you'd seen it, I guess in the Napoleonic Wars, that sort of sword, big long thing. We can't give that out because it's clearly a bit of a dangerous weapon. So the recipients will be presented with little keepers, something to remind them that they have won the Wilkinson sword. So as I say, the Wilkinson sword is presented by Sports England Hertfordshire for those athletes who have achieved the highest achievement in the sport of swimming. It's not awarded every year. There it is, held by Brian Thompson, wielding the sword on poolside on behalf of Sports England Hertfordshire. It is a nice sword, so to speak, in a rather nice case, but unfortunately we can't give it out for fairly obvious reasons. You wouldn't want to get stopped carrying that. So, there are three recipients of this, as I said. The first recipient is Grace Harvey, who swims for Hoddesdon, and it's presented because of her achievement in the Tokyo Paralympics in the Tokyo Paralympics in 2020 and the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in 2022. So congratulations to Grace. Presented to one of the coaches from Hoddesdon on her behalf. So the second recipient is Louise Fiddis, who started swimming at Welwyn Garden City and currently swims for Hatfield, and for her achievements in the Tokyo Paralympics 2020 and the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham 2022. Again presented to her coach from Hatfield. And the third recipient is Martin Walton, started swimming at Stevenage, currently swims for Hatfield, recognising his achievements at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham 2022. Presented to his mum, Sarah Walton. And Sarah has Martin's Commonwealth Games medal with her, and she'll be at the doorway to the technical area, so that's at the turn end of the swimming pool, the shallow end. So if anybody wants to go and see a Commonwealth medal, you can go and see it. So congratulations to the recipients of the Wilkinson sword. If you want to go and look at it, anybody that is, if you go up to the technical area where the blue curtains are at the end of the session, then Brian will let you view the sword. It is, like I say, it's a very nice bit of equipment there, very highly polished, highly sharp sword, presumably originally donated by Wilkinson, the company, hence the name Wilkinson sword. So we're about ready momentarily for the finals of the 100 freestyle for the women, the age group finals. If the officials could go back to their positions, please, then we can get the finals underway. Event 254, the women's 10 and 11-year-old 100-meter freestyle final. In lane 2, Isla Cayley. Lane 3, Isabel Coey. Lane 4, Charlotte Stewart. Lane 5, Sophie Peterson. Lane 6, Neve Ives. And in lane 7, Isabel Bradley Smith. Referee. So 4 lengths of the pool freestyle final for the 10 and 11-year-olds. And out in the lead in lane 4, Charlotte Stewart. These heats, of course, or these finals, spearheaded, fastest entrant on the seed time from the heats in lane 4. Charlotte Stewart in the lead then for Costa. Just ahead of Neve Ives of Hatfield in lane 6. And between them, Sophie Peterson in 3rd place. They come down towards the flags, towards the start-finish line. They turn, or at least Charlotte Stewart turns first, 35.09. Moving away from the rest of the field, looking good for the win here. 2nd place now is Sophie Peterson with Neve Ives in 3rd. Working hard, lane 3, Isabel Cowie of Watford, maybe moving up or trying to move up to 3rd place, but it's looking like a big ask. Charlotte Stewart still in the lead. She's been put under pressure by Peterson in lane 5 with a black hat for Stevenage. Peterson's catching her up though. It looks like Stewart should hold on to this. Yep, she's got a body length clear as they come underneath the flags. 2 or 3 strokes and Peterson takes the win. Sorry, Stewart takes the win. Peterson in 2nd place, Ives in 3rd. 1, 2 and 3 for the 10 and 11-year-old finalists. Clear the pool towards the scoreboard side, please. Event 255, the 12-year-old finalists. Lane 1 for Royston, Megan Randall. Lane 2 for Costa, Jasmine Scott. Lane 3 for Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. Lane 4 for Costa, Anna Zapisetskaya. Lane 5 for Cheshunt, Olivia Croft. Lane 6 for Hatfield, Bronwyn Fuller. Lane 7 for Bishop Stortford, Lewis Fields. And in lane 8 for Hitchin, Neve Holland. Referee. Twelve-year-old finalists underway. Good start for lane 4, Zapisetskaya. Also Scott in lane 2, both swimming for Costa. And it's Scott with a slight advantage at the first turn. Scott turns first, Zapisetskaya second. But those two holding first and second. It's pretty tight for third place. Slight advantage towards for Mia Nelson in lane 3. Scott turns first at the halfway point, 32.39. Zapisetskaya second, 32.72. And third was Olivia Croft of Cheshunt. Into the final turn. Zapisetskaya turns first. Fastest entrant just coming to the fore. It's Jasmine Scott in second place. And then it's tight for third, slight advantage to Nelson. As Zapisetskaya comes in, takes the win. Her time 107.79, Jasmine Scott second, 108.68. And third place goes to Mia Nelson, 111.68. Event 256, the women's 13-year-old 100-metre freestyle final. In lane 1 for Costa, Daisy Jupp. Lane 2 for Hoddesdon, Liliana Sapala. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Gigi Ruby Smith. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Alexandra Nerney. Lane 5 for Hatfield, Verity Fuge. Lane 6 for Hoddesdon, Poppy Saunders. Lane 7 for Hatfield, Cassandra Pereira. And in lane 8 for Berkhamsted, Poppy Audrey. Referee. Thirteen-year-olds underway then, and it's pretty tight. Advantage to Nerney of Hatfield in lane 4. Nerney turns first, then it was Fuge, then Rubishek Smith. The three Hatfield swimmers in the centre of the pool. Sapala for Hoddesdon in lane 2, coming back on them for vying for third place, but a good advantage here to Nerney of Hatfield. Long way out of the lead. She turns first, 29.45. Fuge second, then Rubishek Smith. 31 points for both of those as they go back down towards the turn end. Looking pretty good here for Alexandra Nerney. 1:00.38 her entry time. She's not really been pushed that hard by the rest of the field here. She's a long way out in the lead, 6 metres or so. Good battle for second place. Fuge just has it over Ruby Sheck Smith, but Nerney comes underneath the flags. 2 or 3 strokes left to go. She finishes 1:00.98. Fuge in second place, 1:04.56. Ruby Sheck Smith in third place. Sorry, Fuge second, and Ruby Sheck Smith third, 1:05.84. Event 257, the women's 14-year-olds freestyle final. In lane 1 for Potters Bar, Alexandra Shawinska. Lane 2 for Hatfield, Antonia Elias. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Hannah Beverstock. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Eva Ives. Lane 5 for Stevenage, Sophie Stelmack. Lane 6 for Potters Bar, Isabella Savage. Lane 7 for Bishop Stortford, Kwan Yi Chan. And lane 8 for Costa, Isla Black. Referee. Fourteen-year-olds underway then, and it's pretty tight as we would expect. It's Eva Ives of Hatfield turning just first in lane 4. Stelmack of Stevenage just beside her with a black cap, went into the turn, not coming off it quite so strongly. Ives in the lead. It's close though between Beaverstock and Stelmack for second place. The 2 Hatfield swimmers. No, that's not true. It's Ives in the lead. Beaverstock second. Stelmack third. 29-27. The turn at the halfway point. Long way out in the lead then. Eva Ives of Hatfield. 1:00.89. Her entry time. As she moves away from the rest of the field up into second place, it's Stelmack. No, it's not. It's Beaverstock of Hatfield. Stelmack not far behind her of Stevenage. It's a good race for second and third as Ives comes in and finishes strongly. 1:00.49. Very tight for the next positions. Beaverstock just gets it 1:03.55. Stelmack third, 1:03.68. Can we have the swimmers for the 200-metre final to the marshalling area, please? Event 258, the women's 15 euros 100-metre freestyle final in lane 1 for Costa, Sophie Coleman. Lane 2 for Costa, Sophie Hollis. Lane 3 for Hitchin, Jemima Cross. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Erin Curry. Lane 5 for Watford, Kaylin Hahir. Lane 6 for Costa, Georgina Hamilton. Lane 7 for Stevenage, Tia Gregory. And in lane 8 for Royston, B. Grant. Referee. Leading them out, it's Erin Curry of Hatfield. Just beside her, Jemima Cross of Hitchin. Not too much to choose between them. Coming off the wall there, good turn there for Curry of Hatfield. Moves out into lead, good strong second length here for her. It's tight for the next positions. Here of Watford in lane 5 versus Cross of Hitchin in lane 3. With here just ahead of Cross, Curry turning first, 28.91. Her time at the turn, she's powering away. Down the third length, coming up towards the flags. This is one of the closer finals we've had. Curry and Hahir beginning to catch up. Curry, Cross and Hollis in third and fourth position as they turn. Curry in the lead though, coming down towards the flags, underneath the flags. Erin Curry entered 1:01.48, working pretty hard, finishes in a time of 1:00.53. Caitlin Hahir second, 1:01.79. And then third place went to Sophie Hollis, 1:03.64. Event 259, the women's 16 years and over 100-metre freestyle final. In lane 1 from Bishop Stortford, Misha Trent Evans. Lane 2 for Hatfield, Jessica Keogh. Lane 3 for Bishop Stortford, Laura Burgess. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. Lane 5 for Bishop Stortford, Lucy Wheeler. Lane 6 for Bishop Stortford, Emma Fields. Lane 7 for Potters Bar, Gabriela Gomez Pavon. And lane 8 for Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. Referee. So the last of the 100-metre freestyle finals, at least for the women, underway now. The 16 and over age category. And going into the turn first, it's lane 5, Lucy Wheeler, Bishop Stortford. So Wheeler of Stortford in 5, Williams of Hatfield, lane 4. Those two just in the lead, and then it's the other Stortford swimmer, Burgess, in lane 3. Wheeler turns first, 28.70, then Williams, 29.02, Burgess third, turning on a 29.49. This is the closest final we've had so far. Williams and Wheeler vying for the lead here. Wheeler just ahead of Williams, there's not much to choose between them. Wheeler had a far faster entry time, but I guess Williams wasn't pushing herself. Wheeler and Williams both had fast entry times, but it's Wheeler just in the lead, 2 or 3 strokes left to go. She takes the win. Her time 58.91. Second place Williams 59.37. Third place Laura Burgess 1:00.63. So we move on to the breaststroke finals now for the men. First one will be the 10 and 11-year-old category, event 260. Event 260 in lane 1 for Bishop Stortford, Guy Spearman Baines. Lane 2 for Hemel Hempstead, Jack Tarry. Lane 3 for Stevenage, Kai Yung Wai Chung. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Ching Yao. Lane 5 for Watford, Max Perry. Lane 6 for Watford, Montgomery Brewster. Lane 7 for Stevenage, Yaya Albana. And lane 8 for Watford, Hugo Harley. Referee. Meter breaststroke finals then underway. 10 and 11-year-olds here. And not much to choose between them at the moment. Lane 5, lane 6 rather, going out first. Montgomery Brewster of Watford with a red hat as they go down towards the turn. Montgomery Brewster just turns in the lead, marginally behind him in lane 4. Ching Yao of Hatfield. So those two, the early advantage. Ching Yao of Hatfield in the lead at the moment, coming up towards the halfway point. He turns first. Then we've got Max Perry, then Kai Yung Wai Chung in third place on a 48.67 at the turn. Ching Yao, Hatfield, just moving away from the rest of the field. Ching Yao turns first, quite a long way ahead of the rest of the field. It's close for the next few positions. Slight advantage to Max Perry in lane 5. It's Perry versus Brewster for second and third, along with Wei Chung. In lane 3, out in the lead, Ching Yao of Hatfield. Underneath the flags, 2 or 3 strokes left to go. He takes the win. It's going to be close for the next couple of positions. At the moment, it's Brewster. Brewster in second place, 141.63. Perry third, 141.65. Ching Yao first, 136.95. Clear the pool towards the scoreboard side, please, swimmers. Towards the scoreboard side. So as always, do check the published results to make sure you get the actual results. What I'm telling you is provisional results. And what you're seeing, I guess, are provisional results. Event 261, the 12-year-old final. In lane 3 for Hertford, Rex Tramontano Wells. Lane 4 for Verulam, Thomas Fennick. Lane 5 for Watford, Jacob Chen. And in lane 6 for Verulam, Edward Beard. Referee. Just the 4 swimmers in this final. Going out in the lead, it's lane 4, Thomas Fennick. Fennick in the lead, off the wall. Long way ahead of the rest of the field, given they've done a length and a half. It's pretty close for second, third and fourth. Wells, Chen and Beard, not much to choose between them. Slight advantage to Tramontano Wells as Fennick turns first. 42.39. Long way ahead of the rest of the field. They're turning 4 seconds behind him. Tramontano Wells and then Chen. Not too much to choose between those last 3 swimmers though, just 8/10 or so between them. As Fennick moves up towards the turn end for the final time. He turns back down towards the start end, looking a fairly comfortable win for him, half a length to go. It's tighter for the next positions. Tramontano Wells just in second place, and there's a race for third. One of those races where you don't really want to finish fourth, given there was only 4 of you in the pool. Fennick takes a win convincingly, 1:31.34. Wells next, 1:38.34. And then it was tight for the next position. It just goes to Beard, 1:40.58 against Chen's 1:41.23. A disqualification for you, event 260, 10-11-year-old final, lane 4, disqualified for a technical infraction. Event 262, the 13-year-old finalists in lane 1 from Hemel, Charlie Hickstead. Lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Elliot Hall. Lane 3 from Costa, Chek Kin Lau. Lane 4 from Hatfield, Niccolo Camalotti. Lane 5 from Hoddesdon, Jesse Howard. Lane 6 from Watford, Gabrielle Taggart. Lane 7 from Verulam, Sebastian Brown. And lane 8 from Tring, Callum Sanchez. Referee. So we just let the lane 8 swimmer get their goggles. Callum Sanchez from Tring. On his way back now. Right, Callum gets back to the block. Hopefully he can see clearly now. And we're ready for event 262. Swimmers underway then. 13-year-old finalists. And good start for lane 4, Niccolo Camalotti of Hatfield going into the first turn. Turns just ahead of Lau and Howard on each side of him. Lau for Costa, Howard for Hoddesdon. Coming back down towards the halfway point. Camalotti looking good at the moment. 10th or so, half a metre ahead of the other 2 swimmers next to him. Camalotti turns first, 39.35, then Howard, then Lau. Camalotti still in the lead, a close final this. Lau and Howard. Howard just beginning to catch up. He's got a slightly faster stroke rate. Camalotti's got a bit more of a glide phase on the stroke, so it looks like he's going slower, but he clearly isn't. He has a nice transition phase there. Camalotti in the lead. Lau and Howard vying for second place now. Camalotti looking good for first. As they come down towards the flags, 5 meters to go. Camalotti in the lead. Lau and Howard vying for second and third. Camalotti takes the win. 1:23.03. Howard in second place, 1:24.42, and just 1/100th behind him. Check Kin Lau on a 1:24.43. Event 263, the 14-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Watford, William Harris. Lane 2 for Ware, Harry Rebel. Lane 3 for Costa, Ramsey Gill. Lane 4 for Watford, Chun Ho Chan. Lane 5 for Hoddesdon, Maxwell Hosier. Lane 6 for Hitchin, Theo Smith. Lane 7 for Potters Bar, Kabir Patel. And in lane 8 for Potters Bar, Luca Batosa Padan. Referee. Fourteen-year-olds underway, and it's lane 4. Chun Ho Chan of Watford in first, or not in first, but out of the transition phase first and up to the turn end first. He turns ahead of the rest of the field. Then it is Maxwell Hosier in second place for Hoddesdon. And third place, Ramsey Gill of Costa at the moment. Ho Chan moves up towards the halfway mark, got body length clear of the rest of the field. He turns first, 36.61. Ramsey Gill second, 38.62. Hosier third, 38.64. Ho Chan still in the lead, looking fairly safe here as he comes up towards the final turn. It's a good battle for second place. Ho Chan turns first. Nothing to choose between Gill and Jose as they turn back towards home. Ho Chan in the lead. Gill Jose vying for second and third as Ho Chan comes underneath the flags. Last couple of strokes takes the win, 1:18.53. Hosier just comes in second, 1:20.82. Gill third, 1:21.33. Clear the pool towards the scoreboard side, please, swimmers. 2 more breaststroke finals for the men. And then we have our final, which is the women's open 200-meter breaststroke. So 3 events left to go to conclude this weekend's swimming. Event 264, the men's 15-year-old finalists in lane 1 from Hoddesdon, Eric Uptas. Lane 2 for Costa, Alban Gill. Lane 3 for Bishop Stortford, Robert Gore. Lane 4 rather for Watford, Kaylin Bozanu. Lane 5 for Costa, Oscar Chaplin. Lane 6 for Hatfield, Daniel Williams. Lane 7 for Costa, Ryan Ingram. And in lane 8 for Costa, Matthew Jennings. Referee. Lane 4 just in the lead, Kaylin Bozanu for Watford. It's tight there, he turns first, good strong push off the wall, both with the hands and feet. Then it's Chaplin and Williams, second and third. Chaplin just putting Bozanu under a little bit of pressure as they move down towards the halfway point. Entry times 1:16.25 against 1:17.10. Bozanu turns first. Chaplin second, 34.85 against a 35.61. Daniel Williams, 37.28, turns third. The first two moving away from the rest of the field, but also separating from each other slightly as Bozanu just holds off Chaplin. Just over a length to go into the turn. He's got about a second and a bit's advantage, should be enough down the final length. But we will see. Bozanu in the lead. Chaplin still in second place. It's tight for third. There's a few contenders as we come up towards the flags. Kaylin Bozanu for Watford takes a win, 1:14.11. Chaplin in second place, 1:15.75. And in the end, Alban Gill takes third place, 1:19.36. Event 265, the 16 years and over finalists. In lane 1 for Hitchin, George Lovelock. Lane 2 for Hoddesdon, Jack Renoff. Lane 3 for Bushy, William Pressland. Lane 4 for Watford, Benjamin Taggart. Lane 5 for Costa, Daniel Hollis. Lane 6 for Hatfield, Oliver Blight. Lane 7 for Watford, Luke Flynn. And in lane 8 for Hatfield, Lucas Hartley. Referee. Final of the men's breaststroke underway, and it's fairly tight here. Lane 7 going out well. That's Luke Flynn of Hatfield as they go into the turn. Flynn turns first for Hatfield. It's pretty tight off the turn. Flynn just holding on to the lead. Not far behind him, Hollis in lane 5. So Flynn just drifting back a bit as Hollis for Costa with a blue hat moves up into the lead. Hollis turns first. 31.95, Taggart second, Luke Flynn third. Pretty close here. Lanes 5 and 4, 3 not far behind, but it's lane 5. Daniel Hollis of Costa in the lead. Hollis from Taggart. Hollis takes about 3/10 advantage into the final turn. Down the last length. Hollis in the lead with a blue hat. Taggart looks across. The Watford swimmer with a red hat. He could come back. It's going to be tight here. Taggart in the red hat just moving into the lead here. It's 2 or 3 strokes. If he gets the stroke right, he's going to win, and he does. Taggart takes a win, 107.96. Hollis second, 108.22. Prestland third, 109.37. So thank you, swimmers. If you'd like to clear the pool towards the scoreboard side as we move to our last event of this session this weekend, event 266, the Women's Open 200 metre breaststroke final. Event 266 finalists in lane 1 for Hatfield, Ella Norton. Lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Lauren Gore. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Caitlin Hartley. Lane 4 for Bishop Stortford, Kirsty Nell. Lane 5 for Bishop Stortford, Ella Greatbatch. Lane 6 for Hatfield, Megan Gray. Lane 7 for Costa, Georgina Hamilton. And in lane 8 for Berkhamsted, Kate Hooper. Referee.
Stiltford.
200 metre breaststroke final, the open category. So 8 lengths of the pool. And it's Caitlin Hartley for Hatfield going out first, just a little bit behind her, Lauren Gore and then Ella Greatbatch, so not too much to choose between them. But coming off the turn, and that second length, a good strong length here for Caitlin Hartley, as she establishes quite a lead here, 35.34 she turns against a 36.87, so 1.5 seconds ahead of Gore, and then Greatbatch a little bit behind again. So a good opening 50 metres for Caitlin Hartley. She's looking strong here. Greatbatch and Nell now vying second and third, as Hartley is quite a long way in the lead. Has she gone out too fast? It probably seems unlikely. Thought she'd know how to pace herself, given she's been swimming for some time. A 19-year-old comes underneath the flags. Up towards the halfway point, 2:45 our entry time, or seed time 1:14, so looking good. Second is Greatbatch, 1:17.43, Nell third, or Neil third, 1:17.66. They're very close between Neil and Greatbatch there for second and third. Hartley still out in the lead. She's got best part of 5 metres advantage as she turns at the 125 metre mark. Looking strong. Coming back a little bit for second and third is Lauren Gore in lane 2, but a little bit behind at the moment. Hartley, long way in the lead, 1:54.29. Neil next, 1:58.54, 4 seconds behind, then 1:59.28. Greatbatch, then Gore and Gray for the next 2 positions. Caitlin Hartley, 1 length to go. Went out ahead of the rest of the field and pretty dominant thereafter. No doubt about the win really, after the first length and a half. Entered 2:45, going to be absolutely massively underneath that. She takes the win, 2:34.55. Second place, Kirsty Neal, on a time of 2:39.03, and then Ella Greatbatch comes in third, 2:41.11. Then we have Lauren Gore, Megan Gray, last three swimmers coming in. The next one to finish is Georgina Hamilton. Then we have Ella Norton and Kate Hopper. So that concludes that event. Swimmers, could you clear the pool to the sides, please? So that completes this session and this weekend's of county championships. Many thanks to all our volunteers, our officials, the coaches and the swimmers, and indeed the parents for making it such a successful event. To look at the results online, I'm sure they'll be published in due course. We will be back next Saturday and Sunday for the next 4 sessions of the championships. Same starting times as this weekend. So we may have a presentation first before we all go home, or I go home at least, so I'll let you know on that. If you go home before that, do have a safe journey, and I'll let you know on that presentation momentarily.